Hello everybody. I have been challenged to make coffee soap. And so coffee soap is alerting, wake you up kind of thing. They say you absorb the caffeine. Now many people will fuss that you cannot absorb essential oils through soap, but they will stand up and say an oath that you can absorb coffee through soap. So, and then the caffeine in the coffee will wake you up because of this, the small amount of absorption. And I know that there's like a coffee, like you can buy like caffeine supplement or something and like put extra in your soap. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to rock anybody's world too strong. And so we're just gonna go with coffee soap, and then we're going to use some essential oils for alertness. So stay with us. Here we go. Oh, and thanks for watching the commercials. It always helps me out when you watch my commercials. Okay, I have been challenged to make some kick-ass rockin' chocolate soap. So, here goes. Or not chocolate, coffee. Lord me, I caught that one at least. So I'm gonna use Folgers. And yeah, y'all can see that. And so we're gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scoops of coffee in there. And those scoops, let's see, it's got a measure on there. Oh, it just says Mr. Coffee, but in my opinion that's about a tablespoon. And we're going to put that in our coffee pot, and I'm only filling this up half full. It does not have a cup measurer, but that's about half full because we want this coffee to be strong coffee. And so there it goes. It's the brew light's on, so it's thinking about it. I was on the phone with customer support for one of my web domain places. I buy domains in more than one place. And can you believe I got an herbalist on the phone, and he was looking at my website and he's like, he's an herbalist in training. And did you know that they use menthol, which is a division of peppermint, in nicotine patches to break down the pore barrier, the skin pore barrier? I don't know if y'all guys can tell, but this is some heck of black coffee. I mean, that right there is cowboy style. And our grounds, I think you could probably make 2 or 3 more pots off of that. But there's our coffee. We'll still measure that out before we put it in. Okay guys, we've got our lye water ready and our stick blender, but now we got to get our coffee measured. And as you'll see, it says number 25 because we was going to do 25 for this one, which is a milk soap, but we're doing a coffee soap. So what we're going to do is we're going to revamp this one. And so Meggers is over there setting up new crock pot for number 25 since we got this awesome challenge to do a coffee soap. So I'm going to tear out my container, and we got 13.3 ounces of water here, so we need 13.3 ounces of coffee. There we go. And then on our coffee grounds, and so this is the coffee that will go into our soap to complete the water. And what we're doing is if, let's say you were doing a recipe and your recipe called for, see, 26.6, which is I think what we are ending up with, 26.6 ounces of water, then you could do 13.3 in water and add your lye to it. And then you always leave this open until it's completely cooled, and then you can snap it down for storage. And then we're doing 13.3 ounces of coffee, so that completes our water ratio. And a lady just recently texted me, and I answer questions every day. And I do my best to try to keep up. Sometimes I fail, but I really do try. And she put the lye water in there and cooked it the whole time, and then added the other water towards the end. But you cannot cook the soap that long with just the reduced lye water. You have to add all your water. And so then on our coffee, I'm doing what I call a double batch. And you can go to KimberlyMcNutt.com to see what a double batch is, or a single batch is, on my free recipe link. And so we're gonna measure out this coffee here that we used, the grounds, and we're gonna put that in there too. And normally I put about a cup of coffee, of oats in here, or any kind of additive, you might say. So I'm gonna attempt, I sort of thought I had about a cup of grounds. But it looks like I'm under just a touch. Okay. And not wanting this soap to be too abrasive, I thought it would be better to use the cooked grounds. But if you wanted your soap to be more abrasive, I would add play sand and coffee. And if you wanted it to be like an exfoliant, buy you some play sand and do like half grounds, half play sand, and that really is a super exfoliant. So anyway, so we got about 3/4 of a cup, but normally I'll do a cup, but I'm not going to fill it up the rest of the way with the rougher grounds, because I really want this to be a softer grounds coffee, and so that it wasn't quite as abrasive. And you'll see that there's some liquid still in here, and that's okay. It's just a little bit. It may cause the soap to cure a little slower, but I'm okay with that. Thinking that the pre-softened grounds would be a little bit gentler on the skin. We'll have to wait and see if I'm right. Okay, so in my crock pot, this is a double batch of Kim's favorite recipe. And Kim's favorite recipe is lard, soybean, and coconut oil. And you can go to KimberlyMcNutt.com, KimberlyMcNutt.com, and you can see what is in the crock pot, or you can pick a different recipe. Just make sure that you use the super fats as they are prescribed. And Meggers is going to make me up a fresh super fats, but here is the one for 25, and this is the super fats. And normally what you would do is while your soap is cooking, you just put your glass or crock container that's holding them right beside the crock pot where it's touching it, and it'll just really do a great job of melting them. But she's working on me and Ewan right now for this soap, because we got a challenge. Anyway, I always advise that people use gloves and goggles and a face mask when working directly with lye. Oh, I always pop this off. Alright, so I wouldn't recommend using the lard soap recipe, because it's so hard. I don't know how well it would do with waiting a little while on some of its water. It might seize up in the crock pot on you. It might not, but I've not tried it, so it's best to warn you. Now I'm going to flip that up on high because I'm not doing a milk soap, and as you can tell, possibly I made sure that it was fully blended. I'm going to just leave my stick blender in here because I got the big long one, so it's not going to cause it to fall over. If you're doing a skinny tall one, you know, you just have to check out what's safe with the weight of the end of your stick blender. Don't want to turn things over and have a mess. And I'm saving my coffee, so if something happens that my soap needs more moisture, I'm going to add coffee to it, so I'm not going to dispose of that yet. Everything else is going in the sink. Okay. And so now I'm going to add my coffee. Now, what I've done is I've let the lye have an opportunity to attack the oils before putting the coffee in, thinking that it would be less abrasive than for the coffee. Because remember, lye water is what we chunk in our drains to clean up, to eat out the gunk. So lye eats out gunk, so lye eats coffee too, you know. If you got coffee grounds in your drain, it's going to eat them coffee grounds. So I'm giving it a couple of minutes here to saponify, you might say. And now we're going to add our coffee. Oh, this is pretty. Possibly use some organic coffees. This is all I had on hand for the coffee challenge, but it might be nice to buy some organic coffee. That's something I'm planning on buying for the shop. And now, as I said, I'm going to wheel you up here. Hang on, we're going on a ride. Okay. Woo-hoo! Yeah, I'm turning this little twisty thing. Okay, so now we're going to add our and watch for a big splash. That's why I'm doing it on my stick blender, because a big splash could have this right up in your face. And one of your most important things is to guard your eyes, because you have to go to the hospital if you get lye water in your eyes. Okay, that's all it took. Remember, that right there is caustic. You gotta be careful. I always try to make sure that my crock pot is not touching any cords, and that needs stirring super bad. It's starting to turn brown on us around the edges. And so now we'll put a lid on that, and we're going to cook that for 1 hour. I'll bring you back if anything pops up that needs to be done to make sure you don't miss it. Okay, Our soap has came to gel, and you can see it's starting to come out of gel. There's it coming out of gel. So we're going to do the tic-tac-toe method that I think I invented and thoroughly love. Oh, let me see. I slid the crock pot. There we go. Get you back in here. And we're going to dig up a hole in the middle so it can breathe. And we've got awesome coffee gelled soap. And it's just going to slowly cook through the gel. And it's been about 20 minutes and it came to full gel. Okay. Our soap has cooked out of gel and is back to looking like coffee soap. And now that it's out of gel, it's fairly safe. It's not been out of gel very long, so it'd be better to let it cook a little bit. But then, technically, we're out of gel, so we can do a test on it to see how it feels to some degree. And I'm going to drop it down to low. I got my hand wet. I'll get some more water. Well, it's bubbling up really nice. The coffee doesn't feel too abrasive. It just feels good in the mix. So, no stinging or burning from lye, because it's came out of gel. It's good to let it come out of gel. Really good though. Let it cook a little bit after gel, but I thought this looked good. So we've got lots of bubbles. So we've got coffee soap. Okay guys, our coffee soap is happily soaping and brewing. See what it smells like. Well, it smells a little bit like coffee and it smells like soap. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put any essential oils in it. I thought about putting in essential oils that would make you alert. So I'm going to go look for alert essential oils, but you know, I think we could go ahead and put our super fats in. And I thought it would be extremely cool to put some honey in it. Honey and coffee. So we got 6 tablespoons of honey in here. And you'll notice that when you do soap that you add additives right at the beginning, it often cooks faster. And that's because of natural sugars. And so it has cooked faster than all the other soap. The other soap is nowhere near done that I'm making today. But this stuff is just perking right along. I wasn't sure if coffee was going to be one to have natural sugars. I always think Bonnie is the science guy, but the soap science guy, that's it, of Good Earth Spas. And I'm good at shaking the box. We all have our little talents. There you go. I like to look in the box and shake up a recipe and find cool ways to make it better. So we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to go look at some essential oil information. Maybe some basil and rosemary. Those are very alerting. But we'll see what the internet says about essential oils that help to wake you up. Because coffee soap's supposed to wake you up. Alright. website, phillipsessentials.com. And my last name was Phillips before I got married. Anyway, so we found brain power, and it says frankincense, sandalwood, melissa, cedarwood, blue cypress, lavender, and I never pronounced that one well. Can you see it? That hex something or another. And then Citrus Fresh. It says Citrus Fresh is a blend of oils that stimulates the right brain, amplifying creative and well-being, in addition to eradicating anxiety, it says. So we have orange, tangerine, lemon, mandarin, grapefruit, and spearmint. And then this one here is for clarity. I thought that was so funny. Clarity Sage. They do quite a bit of conversation about Clarity Sage. Because it also has the benefit of dissolving petrochemicals, petrochemicals. Anyway, and so that one is cardamom, rosemary, peppermint, basil, bergamot, geranium, jasmine, lemon, pomarosa, Roman chamomile, rosewood oil, and ylang ylang. So I thought that was fun. And ylang ylang makes you randy. That's what they always say. And then we have pepper, clove, Idaho balsam fir, nutmeg, lemongrass, juniper, and rosemary in the energy blend that they put out here. And it's got some pictures of some oils over there, but I didn't think they were selling oils. I thought they were just talking about the blends that you could do yourself, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I don't have this Idaho balsam fir. I don't have juniper. I've got rosemary, lemongrass, and I've got clove and I don't have pepper. I've got clove, nutmeg, lemongrass, and rosemary. But I just don't think that'd smell good at all with coffee. So I'm still just as perplexed as when I started. But I do know that rosemary helps with clarity of mind. And basil, where's that one at? It was on one of these. Basil is good for clarity, and rosemary is good for clarity. And then it says for waking you up that rosemary's good. And then this nutmeg. So I thought clove is very overpowering. Lemongrass is very overpowering. It's going to like majorly stand out too strongly in this soap and override the coffee. And we don't want to override the coffee. Let's see if we're smelling like coffee anymore. A little bit. Hey, Meggers, maybe my nose is dead. Come over here and smell this. She says, oh, heck. She's going to put my nose on the camera. Go on that side over there. You smell it and tell me what you think.
I smell coffee.
You smell coffee?
A hint.
Just a hint of coffee. Maybe when I would expect it to smell a lot more coffee. So we're going to put some essential oils in it. So let's play with some essential oils. Okay, so taking the lemon one off of the Citrus Fresh, the basil and the rosemary off the energy and alertness, and the nutmeg off of the energy one, if I remember correctly. Yes, because none of these are super overpowering, and that's what we want, because we want our coffee to shine too. So to start out, first thing we'll do is we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops of basil, and well, I got 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do 6 for safety's sake, because I'm not sure if one of those fell in or not. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of rosemary, and I didn't get enough doohickeys, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of nutmeg. Stir those up. Oh, that's good. They're all nice and not overpowering. And so when I smell that, hey, Meggers, you come smell it and see what you think. What do you think that for a scent to go with coffee?
Yeah.
You think it smell good, or you think it needs anything?
That smells pretty good to me.
I thought about putting some peppermint in it, because I used to sell my coffee soap with peppermint.
Yeah, splash peppermint.
A splash of peppermint. Would you get me the peppermint? All right. So let's do some math on that. We're going to get our thing. So usually about 2 ounces essential oil for a batch of soap is pretty much okay. But you have the concern that some essential oils cannot be used strongly and some can. So I'm going to put 2 drops of peppermint in there. Oh yeah, and you know, I just learned from that herbalist that peppermint is used to break down the pore skin barrier with nicotine patches. So we'll do, and we got our thing on here, so we'll do 1 tablespoon peppermint. 1 tablespoon per batch is my limit on peppermint, unless it's an extreme situation where I need more peppermint. And then we'll do 2 of the basil, which I think extremely smells good with the coffee. 2 tablespoons lemon. 2 tablespoons nutmeg. And we're going to go, this is a rosemary, 3 rosemary. And then I think I'll do 1 more tablespoon on the basil. I've had some really wonderful reports of the awesomeness of basil and rosemary blends. So let's see what that smells like. Oh, that smells good, but it needs another peppermint. My home might name this one Smarty Pants. Wake up, Smarty Pants. That's good. I think it needs another lemon. The lemon is being outshined. There we go. So we've got 3 lemon now. 3 lemon, 3 basil, 3 rosemary, 2 peppermint, and 2 nutmeg. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Okay, so we got to cool our soap though. And this come out to 4.5 ounces. And the one that was, you know, the one we have to be, out of those, the ones that we have to be the most careful with was our peppermint. And we kept it at a safe level within the mixture. Okay, I've checked my temperature and I'm at 180, so I've got to get it down 20 more degrees. Oh, wait a minute, am I at 180? Yeah, so I got to get it down to cooler. So, of course, stirring. Number 1 way to make it colder. And then I'm going to put my lid like this. It helps to keep it from getting as crispy. Alright, we'll just have to wait. Okay, guys, and on these thermometers, if you just let them sit, they'll lie to you. You got to shift them around, and I think this is the most accurate way to do soap. I do not like those little things that just tells you the temperature of the outside, because the deeper down in there, it's gonna be hotter. And those little ray gun thermometer doohickeys, I don't like them things. I like something that you can swirl around and then watch it. And this one says just a touch under 160, and that one says just a touch under 160 after a swirl test. I always say confuse it so it can't lie. And so now we're going to put our essential oils in and pray for the best. There was something in our dish, a piece of plastic, of all things. Must have just fell in there up on the shelf, and I didn't notice it when I got it out of the shelf to use it. Just a little piece of plastic, hard plastic. I don't know where that come from. Looked like it was like maybe even one of the tabs off of one of the Essential Depot bottles. Hey Meggers, are you going to tell us what you think about the smell? I haven't got stirred in yet. Let me make sure y'all can see good. Gotta turn this little thing around here so I can see what y'all are seeing. Boy, it smells good from here.
It does.
Yeah, doesn't it?
That's really good.
Oh gosh, that smells good. And I'm swirling it till I get back to an opaque look. It looks all oily and shiny when you first swish it. Oh, that's absolutely heavenly. Oh. Oh, that's odd smelling too. Would you bring me a TEA spoon? Sorry about that, guys. I just realized you can't see what I was doing over here. Would you go get me the Folgers coffee?
Is it here?
It's in there on the coffee stand. It's the red can of it. Thank you. I think if we're gonna have coffee soap, and it's got coffee in it, I think we need to boy, this is making a lot of soap. Maybe the extra moisture content, it'll shrink back to normal. Sorry about your ears, guys. Well, it makes a nice little thing like that, but I sort of think I want some coffee sprinkled on the top. So I'm gonna, And a lot of soapers will use alcohol, but I don't use alcohol on my soaps. I try to go as chemical free as possible, and I know some alcohols are natural. Like vodka. Well, I think vodka's natural. Tell you the truth, I had never really scattered that out. Let me see if I can get you right here on what I'm doing and get you close up. There we go. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn it in and make the top have just a little bit more coffee in it.
How many ounces is this?
Y'all still see what I'm doing? Yep. I really think this is going to end up having to cure longer. It just says cure to me. I think this is going to be soft. We will see. We will see tomorrow. It's what we will see. Let's see what it smells like. I got some of it right here. There we go. Oh, Meggers, come smell this. Lemon and basil goes really nice together.
That smells really good.
Doesn't it though? That is awesome. And with the lemon, you have to worry about the skin sensitivity, but we didn't put that much in here. And so I feel like the percentage is low enough not to be concerned. But that is one of the things that you could put on the warning label, possibility of skin sensitivity. No, don't go in direct sunlight after use. Of course, it's a whole lot different with wash on, wash off application compared to like a lotion with citrus in it, where you're keeping the citrus on the skin. But in any case, all right, see you tomorrow, guys. Hey, everybody. I'm having the most awesome morning. I don't know why. But I just woke up and it was just the most beautiful day. It was so black and ugly yesterday. It thundered so loud that this building shook. I kid you not. The naturopathic doctor was here seeing patients, and I'm serious. All of a sudden the whole building went crash. And I guess the rain washed all the ugly away off the city. I've been out this morning. I went to go see my daddy and at McDonald's. I had to go to the bank, and I posted up real pretty for a picture. I couldn't help myself. It was so beautiful. This one here especially, I think this is the Giggle soap, and I just think this one came out extremely gorgeous. There you go. I don't know what I did right, but I did something really good with that one. I got to make sure I do that again, because that's pretty. And then we got number 11 here. And then I made a new soap. I made 2 new soaps. I'm a little worried about this one, because I haven't messed with basil just a whole lot. But I had some nursing students that come in here, and they wanted Basil and Rosemary to sniff before they went in to take their nurses' tests. And so I sold it to them, rosemary and basil. We sell essential oils here. And everything. And one of them come back and she said that she had took the pre-test several times. Every pre-test they had out there available, she had took it for that test. And she had never made a 90 something on any of her tests. She'd always made in the 80s. And on the pre-test, she made in the 80s on all of them. And she made a 94. And she was so excited. She said, and the other lady had been in the low B's, and I think she made a 92. And so I don't know exactly what it is for sure about rosemary and basil, but they appear to help you with knowing what you know and assimilating it and focusing on your test and achieving, but only because you know it. It's not like it makes you smarter, or it's not like it gives you the answers, but it helps you to recall and focus on what you already know. And so, you know, they knew the material, but when you go take a test, it can be hard sometimes to keep you focused and remember, you know, and you know, you'll be taking that test and you're like, I know that. I know that. I remember that. But I don't remember what it was. But I think it helped them remember what it was. And this is our chocolate soap, and it is sliding very slowly, very easily through. Almost makes me think a little bit of a CP soap, and how gently I had to hold it and work with it. You can see that it's very malleable. And so this right here will probably take a good 5+ days to cure. I always give my soap these days 5 to 7 days, because we make it on Monday, I cut it on Tuesday, then we make on Monday, and we package what we cut on, you know, the last Tuesday. So anyway, so I think this one may have to have longer on the cure. We'll just have to wait and see. And we got soap making classes this week, so they can tell us what they think of it, maybe on the video, and we can get a whole bunch of people's opinions. But now for the smell. I almost think that I would have liked to have more lemon in it. I can, like when you smell it, the basil and the rosemary are really coming out with that earthy herbal smell. But the lemon, you get just like a little spark of it, you know, when you're sniffing. And the peppermint really was just the right amount. But I think we did. Let's see where she wrote it down. I know. Y'all just seen that part. I hadn't seen it since yesterday. I guess it'd be back here in the back. Well, I thought it would. I seem to write it down. Ah, there it is. Okay. 2 peppermint, 3 basil, and I like to stick with 1 peppermint per batch, and that was a double batch. Unless you just have to for some other reason, we have to be really cautious with peppermint. And remember, I just learned, I had a gentleman who is in college to be an herbalist. He's an herbalist in training, who was a support personnel I was on the phone with, and they told me that menthol, which is part of peppermint, is used to break down the poor skin barrier so that nicotine can enter from nicotine patches or medications. So having a little peppermint in your soap, that's a good thing if you're wanting good absorption of essential oils. Basil 3, nutmeg 3, what in the world did she write down there? Rosemary 3. What was the other one? I can't read or write. Peppermint, basil, nutmeg. Oh, that's lemon. I swear it looks like a K instead of an L. Alright, so, and we did 3 lemon. But I think that lemon needs to be increased to 4. And I think if the basil is pretty strong, now when it cures, the basil may tone down just a little bit, but I almost think that I would have liked another rosemary and pull back on the basil one. So 2 peppermint, 2 basil, 3 nutmeg, 4 lemon, and 4 rosemary. I may do that. And we've got one person who challenged me to make this soap, and so since they put forth the challenge on Facebook, and it just came in a perfect opportunity. I had soap already set out, ready to go. I'm going to send them a free bar. I'll pick out the prettiest. But we're going to have to wait for it to cure just a little bit. I'm liking it more and more. But I still think I want that lemon out there just a little bit. And I know this, and so we're going to call this maybe something like, what did it say? She wrote it down. Lord, I can't read her right. Nope, can't read her writing. Ah! Anyway, so we will, I said it yesterday, but you'll know how I am with my memory. I mean, sometimes I get messages on Facebook, stuff I really need to take care of. And I'm out somewhere and I can't do it. And I'll say, okay, as soon as I get back, I'll take care of that. And then my brain just goes short-wired. And it just forgets it. One time, it was a family birthday party. Very important. And me and the kids were little. And we went shopping. And and we bought the perfect present. We got the paper and the ribbons and all that stuff and the card. And we went home and they had so much fun helping me put it all together. And they were liking that package just too much. And I thought, I need to put that up. So I hid it. Next day, woke up. It was a wonderful day. We took the kids to school, picked them up. We had a wonderful supper, went to bed, woke up the next morning and went, oh no! Missed that whole party I've been planning on for months. Months I've been planning for that party. Missed the whole thing. Didn't know it was even happening. Woke up the next morning and some pathway in my brain found itself. I know what it is. I'm brain handicapped. And so anyway, so I had to get the present, go find them, apologize, felt horrible. Spent that whole day, had no recollection of what I was supposed to do. So I always tell people, if you send me a message, if you don't hear back, send me another. Sometimes I'll be, at the movie theater, I'll be out doing something, and I'll read it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Do I do it? Forget it. I totally forget it. And I hate it. And I'm so terrible with names. Oh, I'm so horrible with names. And I hate it when y'all change your Facebook pictures. I know you want to, you know, splash your grandchildren or whatever it is, but I get used to that picture, and then you change it, and then I don't know who you are, and I have to go back and read the messages to figure out which person you are, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's, yeah, that's her. And I just feel horrible about that sometimes, but everybody's got their cross to bear or whatever. Everybody's got their bad points. Everybody's got their flaws, and some flaws are just worse than others. And I thank God that my flaw is not so severe that I can't function. But I do apologize if you ever send me a message. I had a woman block me not too long ago. I just felt terrible about it. She was having an issue with somebody on the board, and I read her message, and I was going to do it the next day, and I forget what happened, but something really bad happened that I had to deal with. I can't remember what it was, because it's me, it's Kimberly. Anyway, and so I went then the third day to respond to her appropriately and check out whatever situation it was that was bothering her. She blocked my butt. And I just felt so horrible. Oh, I remember I cut my foot, because I was like, I am so sorry, I cut my foot wide open. And it delayed me about responding to you. And I'll hit send, and she's like, the person you have sent to will no longer receive your messages. And I was like, oh crap. Oh, she's gonna hate me now. But I didn't mean to, I was bad. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, you gotta see this one. I sort of like the idea of that coffee ground swirl. Oh, there's a pretty one too. It's got sort of like a heart in it. Oh, look at me. What do you think? I like that little swirl. That's pretty, isn't it? We'll have to send the prettiest one to that nice family who challenged me to make coffee soap. And those are so pretty. Here, I'll get you a close-up. Hang on. Ain't those pretty? There we go. Yep. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching my commercials. If you should want to buy one of Essential Depot's great products, you always know that you can go to www.kimberlymcnutt.com. KIMBERLYMCNUTT.com, and you can find my free recipes, and you can see a whole bunch of my videos, and I got to make that thing look even better. Oh, my phones are ringing. And so here is the coffee soap, close up again, and it is still quite soft. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna like stick my whole finger through it with gentle pressure, but it's moldable. So I think we'll definitely have to cure it more than 5 days. I think I already told you that. And it smells sort of like coffee herb, okay? And we're gonna, maybe we'll call it Final Exam. Huh, that would be fun. I had a cute little name picked out yesterday, but Meggers wrote it, and I can't read her writing, and I don't remember what it was. It'll come to me 2 days from now. And so I hope you enjoyed that. And remember, you can find the recipe for this, and eventually the video, not this very second now. I haven't actually had a chance to put it on the website, but you'll be able to find the video on www.kimberlymagnet.com, and also you can find my Central Depot link there if you should want to buy something from them. And I thank you for using my link, and I thank you for watching my commercials, and I hope you've enjoyed this recipe and you got all the measurements and whatnot and everything. I'll put all the measurements down on that KimberlyMagnet.com. All right, bye everybody. Let's get soaping. Hey everybody. Okay, I have been challenged to make coffee soap, and all I had was Folgers. Ooh, I'm getting blurry. Ooh.